G'day, I'm Mark Rothfield from Club Marine TV, and today we're on Moreton Bay aboard the new Riviera 50 Sports Motor Yacht. She's the baby of the range, but absolutely packed with features for family cruising, blue water fishing and entertaining. So let's take a closer look. Joined now by Stephen Milne, who's the Brand and Communications Director at Riviera. And surely you must have one of the cruisiest jobs in the world, because this boat just about sells itself.
She's a beautiful yacht, and she takes the sports motor yacht concept and beautifully expresses that in 50 feet.
So I understand there's a bit of 505 SUV in this, mixed with that sports motor yacht concept. How did this all come about?
The SUV concept has always been the idea of two motor yachts in one. So it's the one level living of a sport yacht, but then it's the flybridge hull and cockpit. So from a practicality point of view, people that like to fish and cruise and maybe have a sense of adventure, that's really where the SUV is positioned. And then those boats have been so popular that we evolved into the sports motor yacht bridge here, taking what we'd learnt from the 64 and the 68 and 72, and now this is just a perfect package.
Starting in the cockpit of the 50, you can see straight away it shares quite a few common features with the 505 SUV, and that makes sense because this boat's used for day boating and entertaining with friends. A couple of things I really like straight away are twin boarding areas, so you can come in off the tender or off the dock and you have a choice of ways to get aboard the boat. Great if you've got quite a few people coming aboard. This particular boat has features that you could set up for fishing if you wanted to, but again, for entertaining purposes, it's got some great features. Here's your barbecue. You've got a very large fridge here, plenty of storage underfloor as well, including some options that the owner fitted. Also notice it's got permateak in the cockpit. Now this is a dealer fitted option that suits this boat because it uses its tender quite a lot. They say it's just a little bit more hard wearing than normal teak. Having the hydraulic boarding platform makes launching the dinghy as simple as pushing this remote. 2 steps up from the cockpit is this fully enclosed mezzanine area. So you have sport at the back, this is where you relax. And for me, blue water cruising is not just about the journey, it's about the destination. Imagine sitting here in this area with a cold drink in the afternoons or your breakfast in the mornings. Fantastically set up. To port, you've got this alfresco dining set up. Underneath this portside settee is a full-length fridge full of drinks in this situation. You've got another seating area, and this also folds out into a day lounge. So again, fantastic for teenagers who might be aboard, just want to read or play their games. In the saloon now, and the first impression as you walk in is, wow, the owners have gone for a satin walnut finish, and it gives the boat this European car vibe. At the same time, you have all the luxuries of home, and you also have separate seating areas for this boat, so social zones right throughout the boat. The U-shaped galley is at the back of the cabin, so you can feed meals straight out to hungry guests in the cockpit. Finishes are really modern, Corian bench tops, plenty of storage through the boat, electric cooktop, a microwave, has a single sink. You also have twin fridges under this bench and a freezer opposite. This is a lovely sitting area and socialising area. Beautifully finished, very comfortably appointed, has great vision and good cross-flow ventilation because you can open the windows. It has the look and feel of one of Riviera's bigger boats, but through a condensed lens. On the 505 SUV, this little space to starboard is used as a lounge area, but here the designers have been able to use the area really cleverly to fit in an internal stairwell. When you're at sea, there's no safer way to get up or down from the flybridge. Downstairs you get a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom layout. But there's no question that the headline act here is this full beam master cabin. Has good height even when you need to step down. Plenty of storage including under your bed, and to starboard there's a chaise lounge. Further forward, you've got your ensuite access. There's even a walk-in wardrobe. It's also got these great topside windows, so you get fantastic views from your bed and lots of natural light. We're in the engine room, which is accessed from a hatch in the mezzanine section, and you find downstairs full headroom, which is almost unheard of in a 50-footer. Great access too for all the components, so I think your engineer's really going to love you. This boat comes with a 17.5 kilowatt genset. The motors themselves got plenty of service access, so again, easy to work to, easy to come down, so I think the owner will actually come down here. I think the really significant feature of this design is marrying an enclosed flybridge with that SUV hull, so you get the best of both worlds with the Sports Motor Yacht concept. Very well protected with glass on 3 sides and clears at the back, so you can have it fully enclosed in certain conditions, air conditioned, really comfortable features up here as well. You've got this big C-shaped lounge, you've got a wet bar with fridge, and further forward, port side helm station with twin seats and a settee opposite. So lots of people can be up here with the driver when you're cruising down the coast. That C-shaped lounge can also convert to this huge daybed in just a couple of seconds. You can open the sunroofs, you can open the front windows, you get lovely flow-through ventilation, so it's cool and comfortable when you're at a mooring. The other feature worth pointing out is this hatch that goes over the stairwell. When you close it, it keeps the engine noise just that bit quieter. It stops you from falling down the stairs, and when you're at a marina, you can lock it up for better security. This helm station is built to be at sea. The controls are really well placed. Everything falls close to hand. They've got the 3 screens, so lots of information coming out. The owner actually specified to have a 3rd screen. 2 are standard. It's also the little things, the quality of the pedestal seats, the twin seats, they've got stitching, the way everything's finished, just that little fine attention to detail that Riv does so well. Right now it's blowing about 20 knots out here on Moreton Bay, and that happens. It's not all sunshine and roses when you go boating, even in Queensland. Let's start to give it some now. Give it a nudge on the throttles. This boat runs the IPS 950s. They generate about 725 horsepower each, and they give the boat really good shot out of the hole. You can feel that acceleration. We were doing about 1,000 revs to start with, and it's now jumped to 22 knots we're pulling for just over 2,000 revs. And again, you can hear just how quiet it is. It's really well insulated up here. A little bit of slap in that chop, but that's to be expected. No rattles, very easy on the helm. Just turns beautifully as well. And that gyro just helps keep it a little bit more level in the turns. And we're just maintaining speed. Right now 30 knots through a fairly tight turn there, and it just feels like a sports car with that tuned suspension. Really nice to drive. Running downwind, you'd be more than happy to just leave it on autopilot right now and just let it take care of itself. Tracks really well. We ran the boat a little earlier without the gyro, did everything you'd want from it, but if you have a gyro, and it's about a $140,000 option, well, why wouldn't you use it? Now, working in 10 with that gyro are the tabs. They actually adjust through turns to keep the boat running at the optimum angle. And what that recognises is that not everyone knows how to keep their boat perfectly trimmed. You sometimes see boats bow up, bow down, and you know when the boat doesn't feel right. These trim tabs actually set you up so you don't have to worry about that. No matter what the conditions are, you know that you're performing to the optimum of this particular boat. Beautiful thing about these fully enclosed fly bridges as well is we're perfectly cocooned up here. I've got the air condition running, no breeze on my face, even though it's blowing over 20 knots. Great view ahead, you can see the bow, you can see the horizon, really comfortable. You can see this being a true blue water cruising boat. In terms of fuel economy, seems really happy about that 2100 revs mark. We're using about 200 litres in total. And downstairs you have 3,300 litres aboard, so you can go quite a long way at these cruise speeds. One of the options with this boat is to have shaft drive, part of the blueprint for sports motor yachts. In this case, you get MAN 800 horsepowers running through V-drives. So the motors and everything stays in the same location. There's no difference to weight distribution either. Really, it depends on your preference. It just has that pure acceleration of a really efficient hull. It actually started life as the 505 SUV. But even with this taller superstructure, you don't notice any difference in the weight distribution, the way it pitches or handles. Really impressive. For a boat of around about 15 metres, you do get lots of big boat features, all for around about $2 million base price, depending on when you buy yours. If you're in the market for a blue water expedition yacht of around this size, she's definitely worth looking at. Mark Rothfield for Club Marine TV. See you next time.